Body piercing. Spoke to this guy, Pierre, who's a specialist, and found out about it a bit past the fashion trend. See what it's really about.
Well, I did a story on skateboarding. Actually, it was pretty cool. There was a competition set up by Underworld Records, and we followed a couple of skateboarders around. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
I did a story on Michelle Kwan, who's the world champion figure skater. She's 16 years old. She's the world champion. What does that mean, she's the world? There's many world champion figure skaters. I know that, because they were all there.
What about you, Eddie?
We went to the Hill in Ottawa and interviewed Vanessa Conrad, a page in the House of Commons. She runs errands and does research for the MPs. It's a good job, but with good coin.
We hooked up with some guys who are keeping vinyl alive in the city of Montreal. They're some of the best DJs in Montreal, and we also talked to a 14-year-old who is going to be the next big thing on the turntable.
Simple things like ear piercing right down to major body piercing, multiple piercing. It's existed in some form or other on just about every continent, every part of the world at some time throughout history. I think people that are getting pierced are of all ages and all backgrounds, and some of them may look very straight on the surface, and then they have all kinds of interesting things under their clothing. It's part of humanity.
Body piercing has been going on all over the world for a very, very long time. Much longer than it's been a fashion statement. So we talked to Pierre, and he is a body piercing specialist. And he even let me help him with one of his piercings. It's very fun.
Been interested in piercing and other body modifications since I was really young, probably 12 or 13 years old. Around that age, started working on myself and friends, just doing minor stuff like ears, and did my nose when I was 15. 6 years ago, I started getting interested in doing it properly and doing some more serious work on myself. Did a little bit of work on friends, and suddenly they were sending me their friends, and it just went like that. And I decided that I could turn it into a business and enjoy my work more than another job. You get people asking about doing the web of skin on the hand or the wrist or the cheek, or Madison is on the neck here. Places like that don't heal well because the skin is being pulled into an unnatural position, so they don't heal very well at all. I will do them, but I try and talk people out of them usually. We're going to put the needle through the opening of the forceps. Want to hold these?
Sure. Does this hurt?
Oh no, tell you in a minute.
Depends what kind of a day you're having. You don't have to squeeze it all. You're just going to hold it in the middle here, right here. Yeah, perfect. And you're going to pull it out a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Okay, a couple of deep breaths.
Here.
That's it.
So does it hurt?
When he plays with it like that.
And that's it.
What do you think their main motivations are doing it most of the time?
I think there's a lot of different reasons for doing it. One is the most obvious one, which is aesthetics, fashion, the look, sensual or sexual reasons, sensual enhancement, almost spiritual reasons, meaning how you feel about yourself, a religious reason, the ritual of getting the piercing done, things like that.
So how many piercings exactly do you have?
10 in total. 9 that you can see. There's 4 on my ear, my tongue, the 2 on my lips, and the 2 nipples, the one that I just got done, and 1 elsewhere.
So for you, would you say it's something more than just ornamental?
A little bit, definitely, yeah. It's a rush. Definitely a rush.
Why do you guys choose to get pierced?
Originally it was because I wanted it for the look. I liked how it looked. Just wanted that.
Feels good, looks good. Yeah.
It feels good. When you say it feels good, the actual getting it feels good, or after it feels good?
All of the above.
Yes. Agreed.
If someone approached you who was thinking about doing it, what would you generally say to them?
If you're really unlucky and you choose a bad piercer, you're going to end up with some major health problems. Take your time, do your research, and get it done properly. My goal here is not to put as many pieces of metal in somebody's body as I can in one sitting. It's to do a piercing that will heal well and look good for a long time, hopefully the rest of their life.
Younger generation have to say about the issue?
It's alright as long as it doesn't interfere with my life.
I guess if that's what you want, you can do it, but I'm not really for that personally.
I don't know, I just don't see it right.
It's the same, I guess it's two people getting together. It's like the same as any other two people.
I think it's fine, I think it's great. I think it's okay. They have a right to do it. Taboo. Shouldn't happen.
I feel that it's okay. I mean, it's their life. It's fine with them. People should respect them for that and just leave it at that. Whether it's two guys or two girls or a guy and a girl, they both love each other and they care about each other. So why shouldn't they be married?
My favorite thing about skating is it's freedom. It's once you get on the ice, you can do whatever you want, and you just fly. You're just all by yourself, and you just let it go.
How does it feel to be one of the youngest world champions ever?
Well, it's nice to be a world champion. I've worked a lot on my skating, and it's come so quickly, the world championships, and I'm just amazed that I'm the world champion.
How often do you practice?
Well, I practice like 3 or 4 times a day, 45-minute sessions, and then off ice I do training and sometimes ballet. I don't have much time to myself, but whenever I have that hour or so, 10 minutes, I really concentrate on what I want to do and plan my schedule.
Sure. And you ever miss being a regular teenager?
Lots of people ask me, what is a regular teenager? I mean, I count myself as regular person and normal. I mean, everybody asks me, are you normal? Of course I'm normal. I'm human. I'm just a normal 16-year-old when I'm not when I'm on the ice, and especially off too.
Did you ever get nervous before getting on the ice?
Yeah. I mean, you have to ask Olympic champions and world champions. I mean, they still get nervous. You always get a little nervous because it's different every time. And you always want to skate your best, of course.
What do you think about before you get on the ice?
Usually what I have to do in my programs, usually more focused, and the crowd I don't really pay attention to, especially in competition. I mean, exhibitions you're more outgoing, and you really look at the audience, but in competition you focus and ready to do what you're going to do.
You ever get worried about burning out? Because a lot of young athletes have been known to do that.
I don't believe in burning out. I mean, what is burning out? It's only mentally, I guess. Oh, I'm not really doing well this year. I'm burned out. That's no such thing. You just have to keep up the work and just working hard, and you won't burn out. I'm glad my mom travels with me, and she gives me support. And it's always good to have a family member with me because you need something at home to remind you. So this was given to me a long time ago from my grandma, and I've never taken it off. Really? Yeah, and it brings me good luck, I hope. So far, so good. And it has a dragon on one side, and it says good luck on this other side. Everybody always asks me about this because I never take it off. I mean, it's with a red rope and it's sealed and stuff. And
It's always there.
yeah, it's always there.
I think she has a very bright future. She's a bright girl. She's smart. She's a hard worker, and she can be very focused when she needs to be. And those are some of the ingredients that it takes, you know, to become an Olympic champion. And that's obviously what her goals are.
98 is in a long time, and there's lots of things I want to accomplish before that. I mean, there's the 97 nationals, 98 national championships, and 97 worlds, so there's lots of things. And if I win the 98 Olympics, I don't know what I'd do.
This red book means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is a prop. It is a sham.
It was not a very good example when the member threw the book on the floor when there are kids in the House of Commons.
You may or may not have seen Parliament on TV or in person, but the most important decisions concerning our country are made right here. And thanks to the PAGE program, people like Vanessa Conrad can witness this firsthand.
Pleasure of the House to adopt motion number 3.
They have a number of functions in the House. They run errands for us and they carry messages back and forth. But many times they even act as researchers for us if we need information right on the spot.
The sergeant at arms with the constable will line up, and the sergeant at arms will say left. There's a start, we'll go all around.
It can be quite intimidating at first to be involved with something so official that has been going on for so many years as a tradition in the House of Commons. And certainly the first time when you enter the chamber, it's quite intimidating, and you feel really at awe in front of the whole thing.
Let the doors be open. Why were you interested in becoming a page?
Well, I thought it would be a good experience, and it's a good way to learn actually about how the actual Parliament functions, the House of Commons.
The Prime Minister's explanation is incomplete and contradictory.
It's not the work itself that makes the PAGE program so great. It's being part of history. Your regular day in the House of Commons is quite boring, but it's those special moments. I had an opportunity to meet Boris Yeltsin. I mean, that is an amazing experience, one I'll never forget.
The basic requirements are that the person be a Canadian citizen, that they have an 80% average, that they be accepted to one of the 3 universities here in the region, and that they be bilingual as evaluated by the House of Commons.
We choose 42 pages, I believe, every year, and we get well over 400, 450 applications. And all of them are excellent, excellent young men and women.
If you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me, en anglais d'abord. I do swear.
We have to take an oath at the beginning of the year. Because we're always around, we are privy to certain private discussions that can be very important, and we have to keep that information to ourselves. That's part of our job because we're so trusted.
If our viewers were interested in applying for this, how would they go about it?
Well, they should contact their guidance counselor at their schools, and usually the PAGE program sends out forms to all schools. So if you just ask, they would give you a form, and you'd have time to apply by December 2nd. You have to be entering first year university.
Liberalization of trade outside, but not within our own.
They're not looking for superstars, because I'm no superstar. They're just looking for, I guess, ordinary Canadians who are really interested in government and in the country. So, you know, if I could get in, anybody can get in. What is your salary like?
Well, we're quite well paid, but you have to keep in mind that the purpose of the program really is to enable students from all across Canada to come to Ottawa. So for students who live, for example, in British Columbia or something, it would be very expensive for them to be able to come here. So our salary is sort of more like a scholarship to allow us to come and study here and participate in the PAGE program.
Whoa. Okay. Well, we're here at a skateboarding competition being put on by the Underworld Skate Shop. Okay, these guys are definitely better than I am, and Jens over here already got me on a skateboard, which is actually pretty funny. And I might go join the competition later, but I somehow doubt that. But I hope you guys enjoy it. So how big is skateboarding? How popular is it?
Oh, in Montreal, the crowd is growing up, but I think, I don't know, it's big. There's a lot of people they are doing it just for pleasure, and that's the fun of it.
Is this your first competition, or have you entered others also?
No, I've done about 4 or 5 competitions. They're always a lot of fun.
I've done about 7 or 8. Yeah. So what are some of the special things that you guys are going to do?
I don't know, I'll probably just do kick flips and flip tricks, you know. There's like so many different tricks, and I'll just try whatever comes to mind.
I'm probably going to do a lot of flip tricks as well, but a few like feeble grinds and stuff on the bar. So what are you looking for in the skateboard?
If they're doing new tricks, you know, like flip, kickflip 360 and stuff like that, how high they're going. If they're landing clean, you know, it's really important to landing on the boat, you know.
I'm ready to learn, but, you know, I'm bad. So what you gotta do is, like, get on in the middle. So I go, yep, like that. There you go. Yeah, what do you guys think about the city making it illegal now?
Well, I mean, I don't think they can completely stop skateboarders from skating the streets because, I mean, parks are one thing, it's fun to skate ramps and stuff, but, I mean, there's nothing as good as just going out and skating benches and just the streets. It's that feeling, it's just the best.
Yeah.
We're not doing nothing illegal, you know, it should be totally, skateboarding ain't a crime, it's a sport.
You're just skating around and then there's a 5-0 like giving you a ticket for like nothing. You're just playing around, you know, it's stupid.
Too much of it would be kind of tacky or bad, but I guess a bit of it is okay just to see that it's still around and it does exist. It's called the ollie, and what you do is, I'll show you. What you do is you get on, put your foot in the middle, and your back foot in the tail, and what you gotta do is you gotta press on the tail really hard and make the front foot kind of pull with the grip tape to make it go up. So when you do that all in one, it does this.
So what's your favorite thing about skateboarding?
Freedom!
Yeah, just rolling around, having fun. You know, you like forget your troubles and stuff. Just
pride, self-confidence.
I like the satisfaction when you do something, you accomplish a good trick, you know, the feeling you get inside of yourself. It's really good. That's why I skateboard, basically.
Yeah.
And they're all different. And when you know mine, you'll be dead. Fight!
We are the same, we are the same, la la land. We are the same, la la, we are the same, la la land. We are the same, la, but we are the same, we are the same, but we are the same, but we are the same, we are the same, we are the same, la la land.
A lot of people think that scratching's just like put your hand on the record, move it back and forth, and wiggle that button that's there. And it's been taken to another level.
It's not a matter of just playing records, it's a matter of playing turntables.
So how long have you been DJing for?
A little less than a year and a half. I started April last year.
What made you start?
Well, I used to have an old turntable and I was just trying out some stuff, and my brother convinced me that I had potential, so I bought this equipment.
How old are you now?
14.
14. Have you DJ'd in any clubs?
Yeah, I have.
What clubs?
The Voltaire, Savoy, Stone Legality. But I wasn't DJing alone, I was DJing with the band.
Could you show me some of your tricks that you do?
Sure. Well, first of all, there's just regular scratching. That's one trick. And then there's another principle, which is beat juggling. And that's just the fact of playing with, for example, two copies of the same beat and change it around so it makes another drum pattern or another melody.
How did you learn how to do this? This is crazy how good you are.
Jamming with other Montreal DJs to learn, like, because I couldn't learn everything myself, so he just taught me really a lot, and like all the other Montreal DJs each taught me their own tricks, you know.
This is Noise Music on Pine Avenue, and this is where you can find many a record for scratching. A lot of crunchy sounds, a lot of nice old vinyl here like Pinocchio. People saying a lot of cool things on there, and nice cheesy music for you to mix to, you know. This is a question mark bin here at Noise. This is the only record store that has this question mark bin. You got here the Moog. Great keyboard sounds for scratching. You have to check to see if the record's coned, because if it's like warped, then you have a lot of trouble scratching it. Skips the needles a lot. But this one's fine. Later on. 1, 2. Kid named the Grand Wizard Theodore from New York is actually credited to invented scratching. He was about 8-Track's age when he did it, actually.
Like everybody was into rapping and stuff, but DJ started to make a name for themselves. People like Hubert, who is the man of all men as far as scratching goes.
Are you going to make this as a career for you?
Oh, actually not. I'm at school. I concentrate on my studies. School's always my priority. But as soon as I'm done with my homework, I always come down scratching. So it's like my #1 hobby.
This kid is going to go very far. He's got big ears. He's a quick learner, quick fingers.
He's a real student. That's what he is.
And he studies hard.
That's it for BuzZone. We'll see you again next week.